Hello friends, in today's video I am going to discuss with you the case study of a company which is super specialized in fluorochemicals. This company has given multi-bagger returns in the last few years, and I am going to reveal how much returns this company has given at the end of the video. So do watch this video till the end. I am Varun Agarwal and let's get started. The philosopher Will Durant said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but an habit." This company truly believes in this, as their focus is on fluorochemicals only. They feel that selling and specializing in fluorochemicals has helped them to get deeper into the subject, understand and master the technology, and capture the market as a specialist of fluorochemicals. This is one of the largest and most respected manufacturers of fluorochemicals in India. Navin Fluorine International Limited belongs to Padmanabh Mafatlal Group, which is one of the oldest industrial houses in India. This company was established in 1967. It is headquartered in Mumbai and it has manufacturing units in Surat, Dahej and Dewas. The R&D center, Navin Research Innovation Center, is located at Surat. The chairman of the company is Mr. VP Mafatlal and the managing director is Mr. Radhish R. Welling. This company had acquired Manchester Organics Limited, UK-based subsidiary in 2011, which is one of the leading companies in the industry. This company has totally 5 subsidiaries and 2 joint ventures. Their focus on fluorine-related products is their strength. One of the pure play fluorochemical companies in India, and this is one of the world's pioneer companies when it comes to fluorochemicals. Now let us discuss their business model. This company produces over 60 fluorinated products for domestic and international customers. More than 40% of their products are exported to North America, Europe, Middle East and Asia Pacific regions. This company is a preferred source and a partner of choice for variety of fluorochemicals globally. Their clients include top tier life sciences, crop protection, petrochemical and specialty chemical companies, with several of them being the Fortune 500 companies. This might sound a little complicated, but going further I will clearly make you understand what does this company produce. So this company has 4 basic divisions: refrigeration gases, inorganic fluorides, specialty fluorides and contract research and manufacturing services. So refrigeration gases related to those kind of chemicals and gases which are used in refrigeration, like refrigerators and other cold storages or air conditioners. Inorganic fluorides and specialty fluorides are chemicals which are used in several other things like automotive industry, electronics, which I'll explain in the coming slides. Contract research and manufacturing services means this company takes the contract of research and manufacture of fluorochemicals on behalf of other companies. So these are the 4 business segments this company has divided its business into. Now let us discuss the business model in detail. The first segment, refrigerants. 29% of their revenue comes from refrigerants. Their brand called Mafran is sold to all major air conditioning and refrigeration companies. There's lot of scope for market penetration for air conditioners, as you know, because there are a lot of people who still don't use air conditioners in India. So as the demand for air conditioners increase, the company's sale of refrigerants also will increase. Growing disposable incomes, as the people are becoming more well-to-do, the consumption of air conditioners are also bound to increase. There are favorable weather conditions in India which will lead to increase of refrigeration products. Increase in demand as a raw material for other industries. So refrigerants are also used as raw material by some other industries for producing other products. Coming to the next segment, inorganic fluorides. This segment forms part of 21% of their revenue, and these are chemicals used by different industries like toothpaste, salt and various other industries. This is one of the largest manufacturer of these inorganic fluorides in India. In this particular segment, the company has about 10 products, and there are more products which are in the pipeline. And this particular segment has sales across the globe. The next segment is specialty chemicals. For this company, specialty chemicals is in fact super specialty, because in specialty chemicals also other companies make so many chemicals, but this company makes specialty chemicals only related to fluorine. So specialty chemicals forms part of 31% of the revenue, and these chemicals are used by life sciences industries, crop science industries, and petrochemical industries. So all these industries and several other industries are their customers for specialty chemicals. This company has state-of-art multi-purpose plans for manufacturing of specialty chemicals, and it has global presence for this product also. Coming to CRAMS, 19% of the revenue of CRAMS is from the total share. CRAMS stands for, as I said, Contract Research and Manufacturing Services. This company provides fluorination services to global life science companies, and their UK unit also provides these services. So by the help of Indian unit and UK unit, they are able to cater to the contract manufacturing and research services for any company across the globe. Now, what are their usages of the products which they manufacture? Automotive industry for manufacture of spare parts of cars, lubricants and coatings. Electronics industries like mobile screens, antennas, microphones, camera lenses, etc. Communication industry like cloud computing, LAN cabling. Infrastructure like temperature controlled storage units. Oil and gas industries. These are also only few industries which I have listed. There are several industries in which their products are useful. So by this you can understand that the scope of demand is very huge. Let us discuss the market and industry on overall basis. 40 to 50% of all the new molecules being researched in crop sciences and life sciences contain fluorine. That means whatever new research is happening in these particular fields also will involve the consumption of fluorine. Global life sciences market was estimated at USD $934 billion in 2017, and this is expected to grow to USD $1170 billion by 2021. So as this market grows, the demand for fluorine will also grow. The global fluorochemicals market crossed USD 16.88 billion in 2016 and is expected to reach 26.71 billion by 2025. So the fluorochemicals market specifically globally is also going to increase. The competitors of this company are Aarti Industries, Atul Limited, Vinati Organics, Alkyl Amines. These are the main competitors. There are several other companies which make this product. Now, what is the competitive advantage? How is this company better than its competitors? This company is committed to their focus. They are totally focused on only fluorochemicals. They don't make other specialty chemicals, whereas the other companies are diversified into other chemicals. So their strength is their focus. They have global presence, they have vast experience in this particular field, and their state-of-art specialized manufacturing facilities identify and develop new products. This company keeps on identifying and developing new products in fluorochemicals. They have long-term partnerships with several customers and vendors, and they have deep expertise in solving complex technological problems when it relates to fluorochemicals. The customers which this company sells to are big companies, and those companies have very strict quality check processes. So even if a new company or a new vendor approaches their customers to sell, they will not buy unless they meet those standards. So it is difficult for new companies to enter this particular industry which this company is operating. Increased manufacturing capacity. They have increased the manufacturing capacity. This is interesting, from make to stock to sell to make. What does this mean? Earlier they were making and stocking the goods. Now they have increased the manufacturing capacity. So whenever the order comes, they are first selling, taking the order, and then manufacturing and giving it to the customer immediately. So this increases the speed of delivery. This reduces your cost of storage and your risk of stock, and your working capital requirement also reduces. The company is the only Indian fluorochemicals company to provide end-to-end services. This company provides end-to-end services right from research until manufacturing and delivery. So even if a new company approaches this company and tells them that they want to research on a particular product, they are willing to do the complete research, come to a conclusion and manufacture that product and give them. This is their strength. This company is investing to grow its CRAMS capacity, and the third plant is likely to be commissioned in financial year 2020. Now, what are the growth prospects? The global imports is shifting from China to India. So when it comes to competitors, this company feels that they have competitors. As a country, China is the main competitor to India for fluorochemicals. So slowly the focus of the entire world is shifting from China to India. So there is a chance of growth. Growing market size and demand from various industries within India also. The central government has allowed 100% FDI in specialty chemicals. This will help the sector to grow more. Improved consumption standards of specialty chemicals. Suitable weather conditions. As the conditions in India are suitable for consumption of more refrigerators, the sales of this company are bound to increase. Increase in fluorine consumption in various new products and international expansion and joint ventures which these companies enter into will help this company to grow faster and bigger in future. Now let us come to the financial highlights. Till now we have discussed about the company, its promoters, its business model, and now that you have understood, we will get into the numbers. First, let us discuss the December 2019 quarter numbers. December 2019 or 2020. Revenue for December 2019 quarter is 260 crores. Vis-a-vis December 2018 it was 234 crores, which is increased, and September 2019 it was 273 crores, which is slightly low. The profit after tax of December 2019 quarter is around 45 crores, and December 2018 last year was 39 crores, which is increased, and the previous quarter September 2019 was 47 crores. Revenue is rupees 988 crores of financial year 2019 when compared to financial year 2018, which was 920 crores. But over a period of several years, if you see, the revenue is continuously going up. The cost of material of financial year 2019 is increased to 460 crores when compared to 384 crores. This was one of the main reasons why this company this year has reported increased turnover but reduced profit, because their cost of raw material increased this year. The profit after tax this year is 148 crores versus 182 crores in the previous year. And one more reason for reducing of profit this year is because they had some investments in some of the subsidiaries and other companies which they have written off and reduced the value because of raw material, and this reason they have reported lower profit this year, but they have reported higher revenue continuously over the several years. This company has an export share of 46% of their revenue, and their debts are zero, which is a very strong point. They have their capital consistently maintained over the period of years. They have about 715 employees. The promoter stake is around 31%, which is slightly less, and they have been declaring dividend. They have increase in revenue but decrease in profit because of writing off a few investments. The profit after tax ratio, the net profit ratio, is 16%, which is pretty decent. Return on equity is 14% and return on capital employed is 21%. All these ratios are good. This year these ratios are even slightly lesser because of the lower profit reported, but next year they are hoping that these ratios will be much better than this. Impact of lower profit on the ratios, as we have discussed. The inventory turnover ratio is 10x, which is good. The CRAMS business has gone down year on year, but this particular year they have increased the capacity of the plant, and going further they want to focus on the contract research and manufacturing business division. This company is dependent on China for raw materials, and this company also has a subsidiary in China to facilitate the purchase of raw materials from China. The remuneration to promoters and directors is about 14 crores and they have positive cash flows. The capex approved loan of about investment of about 115 crores for additional manufacturing facility in Devas for the CRAM activities. Their forex loss is about 2 crores. The CARE rating agency has rated their credits very good, and their UK subsidiary has reported a loss. The NFIL USA Inc. was incorporated to increase the CRAMS business in USA. So they have also started a company in USA recently to increase the contract manufacturing business in US also. Their UK subsidiary has reported a small loss. The joint venture, they have entered into joint venture with Piramal Enterprises, and they hold 49% of that venture. What they have done is they have a manufacturing unit at Dahej. So that particular unit they have sold as a slump sale and formed a joint venture company. Piramal Enterprises is a pharma life sciences company. So they and this company have entered into a joint venture. So the fluorochemicals produced by this company will be used by Piramal Enterprises to grow their business. So both the companies will mutually benefit a lot with this joint venture, and we will see the results, positive results, in the coming few months. Coming to the valuation part, the last traded price of this company is around 1500 rupees. The 52-week high and low is 570 to 1630. So if you see that it is near about the 52-week high right now, but in spite of the downfall of the market in this lockdown, this company has given tremendous result. The 1 year return of this company is 121%. That means this company has more than doubled within 1 year, and 5 year return is 774%. So this is amazing return which this company has given, and there is still a lot of scope for growth in this company. The market cap is 7,425 crores, which is again medium size, and the PE ratio is 44, which is on the higher side. The industry PE is about 38, EPS is 34 rupees, and the price book ratio is 7, which is again slightly high. So coming to the valuations part, this company is a little higher at their valuation, but you should look for dips and get into this particular stock. We'll see the price chart now. If you see the 5-year price chart I have put up on the screen, this company has gone tremendously over the last 5 years. Recent news which I would like to discuss about this company has entered into a $410 million multi-year contract with a global company for manufacture and supply of high performance products in fluorochemical space. This particular contract has given this company a tremendous boost, and the share price of the company literally boosted when this news came out. And this result of this contract is going to be seen in the next couple of years as the company gets more and more revenue from this contract. And this company will fund this particular project through the mix of internal accruals and debt. So they don't totally need loans from outside. They will use their own accumulated profits to fund this particular project. And this contract is for 7 years, and the project is not a part of Navin Fluorine's existing product portfolio. So that means this is a new product which customer has asked them to produce. They will produce that product as a new product in their portfolio. So I have discussed with you all the indicators which will help you take a proper decision whether or not to invest in this company. Let us discuss an overall basis. What are the points? This company is a super focused company. This has given a very great return in the past. This company has no debts. This company has very clear growth plans. There are good promoters. Their profits have been increasing, and the market size in this company is operating is also increasing. The valuations are little high, but you should wait for the right opportunity to get into this particular stock. So I hope you like this video. If you want me to create new videos on different companies and analyze their stocks in the form of case studies, do comment the name of the companies in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the new videos which I upload. Thanks for watching and have a great day.